Hey guys, now that we have the site up and running, I figured it'd be time to go through all our data tools one by one, put out a little demo for each so you completely understand exactly what we're offering and how to use each of them. So first you have our stat searcher here. This will be our bread and butter. You'll be able to do most of your research here in terms of looking up any stats, rankings, trends, anything like that. The main view that you come across here is going to be the event view. So this will show all the players that are in the field, the price, or odds. I'll show you all the events. The default title here is going to be scoring and performance. You can come to the stats group and we'll go through each of these so you can see what the different options are. You'll have the time frame here, so you can look up to as much as 16 weeks back on a moving average. You can also look at the season to date. You can also look at the career for everyone in the field. This course button here, you can actually pick one course or multiple courses. It'll always be set to the default for the upcoming course. It doesn't have an effect on the current view. It only has an effect when you click on course history data. It'll keep exactly what you're looking at, but it'll go back and forth between actual data and course history data, just like that, based on what you have here. As many of you know, we're pretty well known for our pioneering with our data, which is relative averages against the field. So you'll actually have actual numbers and then our data here, so you can click back and forth, and this works just as well between these as well. So you have all different filters here: actual data, actual, course data, actual our data, and course data, our data. So whatever type of view you feel comfortable looking at, that's what you have here. If you come through over here, you have a couple more toggles. Right now it's showing rank, that's the default. It'll show you the rank for that stat. If you click on data, it'll switch over to that view and it'll actually show you the raw numbers. So again, it's more of a preference, whatever you're comfortable with. If you want to see ranks, great. If you just want to see data, that's good as well too. You have both options for whatever you're comfortable with. We'll go back to rank for now. And then you see this last one here where it says all or checked. What we've done is we've added checkboxes here so you can just compare a couple of players. So if you wanted to compare Justin Thomas, Brooks Koepka, and Xander Schauffele, you click those three and you click checked. And then it'll just show you those three so you can compare and rank them like that here with this button. So one of the things that we like is that throughout all the tools, once you click this, if you were to go over to say our turf splits or our course history form leading in, it'll actually keep these, so you can actually click checked or all on those and it'll keep them what you've had clicked originally. So we'll go back to all, remove those there. Another neat little feature, obviously all the sorting is here in these little corners, but when you click on the main header of any of these titles, say par 4 scoring, it'll open up to the alternate view and then also the rank on tour. So we were in rank view here. If you click up here, it closes it and opens it, it'll actually show you the data for that rank, and then it'll also show you the tour rank. So currently this is giving you the rank in the field. This will give you the rank on tour for the season. So you have a lot of different options there as well. You can click that, you can close that, it'll be there. You can also expand all to have that view. Anyone that hasn't played yet on tour for the season, you're not going to have that data. But if you close that, you'll be able to condense it again. Now, of course, one of the really interesting parts of what we do here, you can see they're all underlined. You can click on any one of these rows and it'll give you some data. So let's say you click on Pat Perez, you're going to get this pop-up here with some detail for the columns that we were just looking at. So you can see it's going to give you the whole list here. It starts with secret stat, which you do need some of the shot length data, so it's not showing here, but we'll go back over to par 4 scoring so you can see some more events. And what it'll do is it'll show you event by event that player that you clicked on, their trend in that stat. You can also click on another player. Let's say you want to compare them to, say, Patrick Cantlay. What it'll do is it'll put Cantlay on the same exact chart and show you how they performed. And then one last option there, if you want to look at how their trend compares to, say, a prior winner, say, Jordan Spieth, it's going to show you a graph down here when he won in 2016. What his chart looked like. So you can compare charts of prior winners to the charts of people on their form in right here. And then one last thing, you can clear those. If you click on View Event Details, it'll give you the details in the rank view, because it says that you were selected, of all of the events in the sample. It'll tell you the finish position, the score, and then where they ranked in all those stats for that event, and then their average over the time frame. This also works if you do have another player in there. Click View Event Details. It will give you the event details of both Pat Perez and Xander Schauffele, so you can actually see those two tables right there. So a lot of information, a lot to look at there. I'll clear that, and we'll close this. Another really interesting part of what we've done here, it's not just about seeing it on the screen, but if you click on Export Data, whatever view you have, it'll actually export a file. And I'll open this up in Excel real quick, and you'll see the exact view. It'll download a file, StatSearcher since 12 weeks back, Northern Trust, the date that you downloaded it. The details will be here, all the players, the price, and then all the stats. In this case, it was the rankings that you saw in that grid will be here. So you can export that, create your own models, anything you need. We'll come back to the site here, and then even though we've gone all through the event view, we can take it one step deeper. If you click on Round, it's going to switch over to our round view, and you're going to get a lot more filters here. If you look, you can have a time frame of 2, 4, 8, 10, 20 rounds, 50 rounds, season to date, career. All the stats groups are still the same. Course is the scenario. Then you have these 6 more groups down here. You can see what type of greens that you want to look on, the par for the course, the rough length, which round do you want to see? Was it windy or not? And how long the course is. So a lot of different options here. All the same filters apply. You can see in this last 20 rounds that were on tour, these guys have only played 4. Let's see who played the most, Pat and Gazire. You see the stats there, and it'll show you round by round. And it'll do the same exact thing. Let's go to say, actually we'll leave it there. Let's say you want to look at the par 4 scoring on a round by round view. It'll pop up here, and it'll show you. So he didn't play in WGC, so it just stays that, but he did play in the Shriner, so it'll show you the round by round chart as well. And the same things apply that we discussed last time around. You can click to compare against the player over the last 20 rounds, or if you want to see the prior winner, all that's going to be available. And then again, the view event details. This will give you the round by round, finish position by the round, the score for the round, and that stat rank for the round. When you hover over any of these, it will give you the actual number for the stat too. So again, a ton of stuff to consume here. We want to give it all to you, and we made sure we did with this tool. Same concept here. You can click data. It'll show you the data numbers. You can go back to checked. We don't have anyone checked right now, but all of that works throughout all the tools. You're going to see a lot of different things here, such as off the tee. It'll give you driving distance, driving accuracy, left rough percentage, right rough percentage. Go to rank view. If you want, we can look at things like proximity. A lot of the iron play here. Now, a lot of iron stats aren't there for some of these players, but for the players that do have data, shot length data, you'll be able to look at proximity to the hole, fairway proximity, rough proximity, and then all the different ranges here as well. We do have a strokes gained. Same concept here. It'll give you all the ranks. Putting, DFS, I think is really interesting. If you go back to the event view for DFS, what you're going to get to see is you're going to see the average DraftKings ownership, so what the average is there. These are the ranks, so let's go to the data. If you go to the average DraftKings ownership here, you'll see over the last 5 events that John Rahm's played in, he's had a 23.5% ownership. These are our projections, projection high, projection low, and then you'll actually see the price and average points for each one of these players. The last thing I realized I didn't mention, you'll see these colors. We have it set right now so that the top 10% of the field shows up in bright orange, the next 10% in like a light orange, the bottom 10% in the dark maroon, and the next 10% in a light maroon. So you can actually see the color on right away, who's going to be on the top, who's in the bottom, just by looking at that. We'll go back to rank here. And now the final thing to show you, between all these, there is a custom view. And we're really excited about this. We have a lot of different options here. You can make your own view. You can also use the key stats that we post every week. Those are defaulted. You can click on that. It'll automatically go to it. So you click on that. It selects them here. You hit submit, and it'll give you that table. And then you'll also be able to export it, be able to look at it however you'd like. But you can actually change them by clicking up here, whichever way you'd like. And again, we've used the key stats, but anything you want to see here, you can click off a Par 5 scoring. If you want to see Par 4 scoring, you hit submit. So all that's in there. And then if we go back to that stats group, and you click custom view again, you'll have the option to hit use previously selected stats in case you had a different makeup from your own. So you could have the key stats there, or if you had your own personal mix, but you can actually go back between the two without having to click all of them just by clicking that. We had been using the FG Metrics key stats, so when you click on it, it stays there. But had you had your own setup, you would be able to do that, and it includes all the DFS numbers, all the results, everything that you want. You can have in one custom view, up to 8 stats right now. So we think that's pretty cool. So you hit submit, it brings you back here. And again, I know there's a lot. That's why I wanted to make sure we put out a demo for you so you could complete everything that we're looking at. And here it is. So if you have any questions, please let us know at FG Metrics on Twitter. fantasygolfmetrics@gmail.com. And that's it for the StatSearcher. A lot of tools, a lot of stuff to go over. Really hope you like this. Thanks again.